So in FC24, there is some juggling techniques that you can do. So instead of your normal kind of pressing the right analog stick in and kind of going for the flicks like we've seen with Neymar, so if you want to go for something a little bit spectacular, we have got the advanced juggling on the channel if you want to check that out. But also, if you hold LT in and just kind of spam your R1 or RB, you should be able to do some juggling. You cannot do this with the other one, so if you're trying to do that, it is a flick up more than a juggle. So when it comes to a juggle, you can do a few different things. If you want to do a cheeky around the world, that is possible and will be another video. But in terms of the air elastico, which is something like that, then you've also got the reverse elastico. I must admit, doesn't necessarily have the greatest ability in the game, because most definitely by the time you've stopped yourself ready, got into the position, you're not really going to fancy it. I kind of like the sombrero, the kind of different ones there. That works really well. But how do you do it? So as you're in juggling, you want to be pressing it. You could do it on the first one or the second one. Hold LT in and go right stick across and then left stick. So right stick right and then right stick left at the same time. So right left, and he'll go for the elastico. If you want to do the other one, which is the reverse air elastico, it is left then right. Or maybe not. Left then right. And you'll go for the reverse. This predominantly can only be used in a standing still motion. So you can do it as soon as it's flipped the ball up. So if we go for a double there, you can do it straight away. So if you wanted to do it here, you can do that. And it will work to some extent like that, which most definitely, if you are a master of timing, it will work pretty well. There is sometimes a bit of a lag where you see there. We could find him potentially not being able to do it if you kind of are rushing it too much. Unfortunately, you can't do it with a flick up, which I think would have been the best scenario, because literally, if we're running like this now, the only way, so if I'm tapping RB now, it takes a second to kind of get ourselves going. Naturally, if you are facing, for instance, this side, instead of going right and left, you are looking at kind of like up and down almost, because it's got to be the angle of where your player's going. So for instance, if I'm doing it this way, I'd still be right and left. If I'm doing it this way, it would have to be the other way around for each of them, because naturally you've got to go the way that the ball's going. It's the same if you're doing this way and you go for the down up up. Instead of doing the normal rainbow flick, you'd go for the sombrero flick instead. So always make sure you are doing it the right way around. And again, it can be semi-useful, but I'd say it's more of a flex if anything. If you want to see it, just to kind of actually see the buttons, go into juggling, and as you see at the bottom there, in air elastico and also reverse elastico. Let me know if you managed to do any of these.